Hey, so guess what? It is that time again. Your girl needs an underarm wax. Oh my God, I let it get pretty bad this time. So I'm going to do this wax one arm with Nullify, one arm with Abro Gate, and we're going to weigh the two. And you let me know which you like the best. So let's go. So for a greater portion of this video, I will be finishing up in commentary. Here I am cleansing underneath and drying underneath both of these underarms. I know it doesn't look like much is happening, but this is a very important step to make sure that all like dirt, oil, debris, anything that will adhere the wax from sticking is removed and the skin is completely dry. There's no need for powder. So here I am going to follow up with the Nullify wax. This wax is a really great wax. It's actually one of my favorite waxes, but I come to a determination at the end of this video. You shall hear about it. This wax has a longer setting time, and so for this amount of hair, yes, this amount of hair, because life was lifing, right? But I'm finally putting self-care to the forefront, and we are going to try to remove this strip. Now listen, it snaps a little bit because of the dry time, because of how thick the hairs were. But I'm going to be real with y'all. I'm going to be transparent with y'all. That hurt. And so right here, I'm going to let you hear the original audio. I'm going to be transparent and let you hear what happened in that room today. Okay, so bear with me. You can get your laugh off because it's funny and I'm just making light fun of myself. But let me let you know the real when it comes to DIY underarm waxing. What? Oh! Honestly, it wasn't that bad as far as the screams go, but the facial expressions sent me today. But this is the strip. This is the amount of hair. That was a lot of hair. As you can see, a lot of the hair is broken off. So what I do is I'm waxing in sections. And when I'm going to that middle section, I'm going back and covering the first section to make sure that I get those extra hairs. So I'm going in a up and down motion. You'll notice that when I do the other arm, I kind of go toward the side because it made for an easier pull for me and it made for like an easier tab. When you're doing DIY, and I'm just saying do DIY because simply what the acronym is just doing it yourself. So when you're doing this yourself, it is very hard because you only have one hand, right? You can't pull taut, and that is so necessary when you're doing this type of waxing. You need to be able to pull taut. You need to be able to apply accurate pressure. So I'm doing fairly well considering, the circumstances. And I'm getting the hairs from the roots, as you can see from the strips as well. So there's a combination of broken hairs, I'm sure. And there's a combination of many hairs that are pulled from the root. So Nullify is doing this thing, is getting the hairs out effectively, but this could have been a more comfortable wax. And like I say at the end of the video, and I just have to say it because, it's the truth, and you'll hear me say it, again. So at the end of the video, when you're doing, when someone else is doing this on you, when you're getting it done by a professional, someone that has knowledge in this type of waxing, it's not going to be this bad. But underarm waxes is one of the bad waxes. I'm going to say bad. It's one of the ones that's more challenging, right? That and lip for me. Everyone has a section that or an area where they get waxed where it's like, oh my God, it's just so much. For some women, for some people, it's the Brazilian wax. And for some people, it's the brows. For some people, it's certain areas. For me, it is underarm and it is lip. If I can avoid those two for the remainder of my life, I would never get them done again. But the fact that I was avoiding and putting things on the back burner is why I'm in this situation now. But if you follow up at every 4 to 6 weeks, you'll be okay. So here I am applying that cooling gel and that oil, and I promise once it's done, you feel so much better. You feel so light, so free. You see my mood and changed already. I'm like, look at me, look at me. And so now it's time to go on the other side. So here I am using Abro Gate on the other side, and as you saw on the other arm how I was going straight up and down, here I am creating more like a side application because for some reason it was just easier for me to pull it in that way. And honestly, this is normally how I do it. So with this technique, I did do double lay. I'm pretty sure I did double lay with the Nullify as well, which made the drying time even longer. The Abro Gate wax has a really, really quick setting time. So if you're not fast enough with this wax, it may dry too fast for you. Whereas the other wax has a more slower setting time. But for the fact that this dried really fast, it was it was an aggressive pull, but it was a better pull. Like, I know my facial expression was the given, oh my gosh, but it was a better pull. And I was so proud of this strip. Like, I was really, really proud of this strip. I say, oh my gosh, look at all those roots. This wax definitely held up. And not only that, I was able to move through the sections much faster with the Abro Gate wax. So I cleared it out in 3 sections, but I cleared it out in way less time. And so it made the experience a little bit more comforting. So let me tell you this, waxing is discomforting no matter what. You're going to feel something. You're not going to get a pain-free or discomforting-free wax session because you're literally pulling hair from the follicles. Okay? Okay, so it looks like I want to do this one in 4 sections. I just want to make a note of that. Okay, and another thing also is that when you're doing it with one hand, your lays are not going to be flawless. And there I go again. And so, yeah, this one here, that facial expression, ooh, sweet Jesus. My. And so, ooh, yes, there we go again with the roots. Listen, underarm is not my favorite. If you've been following me for a little while, you know underarm is not my favorite. I actually prefer Brazilian over this. It's something about Brazilian. I just think I love the after effect. Like that feeling of empowerment, that feeling of freedom. Like I feel it with the underarm as well, but it's just something about that Brazilian. If you know what that something is, that je ne sais quoi, put it in the comment section. So anyway, I'm done. It's like when you done, and you feel so much better. Ooh, yeah, get it, girl. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. We are at the end. Okay, so for the self-waxing experience, I have to admit Abro Gate was the winner. The wax was quicker drying. It had a little bit more of that durability, whereas Nullify is more malleable and a longer drying time, right? So when you're doing the self-wax, you need it to be firm and quick. And so with the amount of hair, the Nullify just wasn't as comfortable. I'm pretty sure it is not the case when you're letting somebody do your wax for you. So definitely leave your comments in the comment section. Leave your thoughts in the comment section and let me know what you think. But yeah, I'm clean now. So at the end of the day, that's what matters most. So I'm Reese with Dora Beauty, and I'll see you in the next video.